धुन कोई ऐसे बजे सुन के जो हर दिल कहे रेडियो फॉर द वॉइस ऑफ जयपुरिया रेडियो फॉर द वॉइस ऑफ जयपुरिया
Welcome to the world of Radio Spark, the voice of Jaipuria.
Hello and welcome to a very unique podcast episode. I'm RJ Avika
And I'm RJ Angira.
Today we have two very special guests with us from Bombay, Ma'am Suparna and Ma'am Romana. They are here in our school to conduct lessons in the dark.
So these lessons are based on socio-emotional learning. So let's hear more about them from our distinguished guests.
Hi, I'm Suparna.
Hi, I'm Romana.
So, Lessons in the Dark was conceived by my mother, Manju Singh. She was in the film business and was a producer. And she learnt very early on about the impact of the visual media. The impact the visual media has on memory and understanding and just various aspects. So, she wanted to bring it forth to children to get in touch with their emotions more or less. So we use short films and we use the visual medium to help everybody, not just kids, but all age groups, get in touch with their emotions and try to understand like what it is that you feel. And watching films somehow helps that. We've been doing these sessions, it's over like 12, 13 years now. And we travel all over the country conducting them.
That's really wonderful, ma'am.
That really is. So, ma'am, when I'd walked into the room where the session was being conducted, I had wondered why is it so necessary for the room to be so dark during these lessons?
So when you go to the theatre and watch a film, are the lights on?
No, they're not.
So the idea is film based. So the idea is we switch off the lights when we are in a theatre and we watch a film. And also having the lights off, the concentration goes more onto the screen rather than being distracted. Although that doesn't work quite well with schools with all of you all sitting together. But still, the idea is to leave an impact. Maybe put the focus more on the film.
That really is great, ma'am. So, ma'am, what do you think was the purpose behind starting Lessons in the Dark? How do you think that it impacts the lives of the students?
So I feel that if it just changes your thinking or changes your perspective or changes your way of looking at things, even by just a degree, if it changes your responses to a situation or a challenge you might face, after all, is there anybody who has no challenges in life?
No.
Everybody has some kind of a challenge. You do face some challenges. So your ability to face these challenges, if we can change your perspective into you dealing with it a degree less than it would have been otherwise, I feel that is helpful. It's just easier then. Just to try and make life a little easier and for you to get in touch with your emotions.
That's really thoughtful, ma'am.
So you all attended the sessions, right? You attended, you were in grade 8, you saw the session on empathy. So did it leave any kind of impact? What would be your takeaway from the session today?
So the session today was based on empathy, and yes, we did learn a lot from it. The most basic things, if I can outline them, it'll be gratitude. You should always be thankful towards someone, and you should always have empathy, and you should have the sense of compassion, and you should value their work, because you might not value them when they're with you, but when you feel their absence and when they come back again, you start to value their work and you start to value their importance. And also that if you're in a conflict with someone, you should never be angry at them for not talking to you or having a fight. You should always try and console them and understand what the problem is, because you might not know their side of the story. So it's just all about being kind and, having empathy for everybody.
Yes. So if I would summarize in one sentence for the empathy class, be the empathy session, it would be that just because you are right, it doesn't necessarily mean that the other person is.
Wrong.
They have their own perspective and their own life story that they have come with and experiences they have come with, which you have no clue about. So maybe you can be a little kinder.
Sure, we can.
And what about you, the sixth grade? How was that?
Well, in our session, we learned about always having a good attitude and spreading happiness and kindness. Because I've often seen that some people feel really sad or low during their day, especially while working. So we can always compliment them, make them feel better, and maybe even make their day. That would make us doubly feel better.
How difficult do you think is it to bring a smile on one person's face in a day?
Well, I really don't think it's difficult at all. I don't think it should be difficult for anyone to compliment someone.
And are you necessarily doing it for them? How do you feel when you compliment someone?
I feel quite normal while complimenting them, but when they smile or thank me, I feel so great. I feel really wonderful, like I've done something good today.
So it's not necessarily to make a better day for the other person. It can also be to make a better day
Yes,
for
of
yourself and to put yourself in a little bit of a better mood.
Yeah, indeed.
And if there was any film that left an impact with you today, which one would it be?
Tall Poppy.
Tall
I
Poppy.
really like that. It was about a girl who had color which and the color represented happiness, while the other world was all grey and dark, which you know, which represented all the negative emotions such as anger or sadness.
And in spite of her shortcomings, she was still able to spread the happiness. She
Yes.
wasn't perfect from any angle.
Not at all. She was bullied, yet she kept her happiness and she kept trying to make the world a happier place, and in the end, she did succeed.
And the happiness that she spread, did it come back to her in her time of need?
Yes, of course it did. Her father was so kind to her when she was starting to lose her color.
So happiness is actually contagious. It is.
It really is.
One thing we have learnt is the word contagious after COVID. And we all know it. So it's not necessarily a bad word, but happiness, kindness, love, all these emotions are also contagious. So if we spread it, it can.
It can.
It should. It would. It should reach everywhere.
Thank you so much for joining us.
We'll see you next time for more insightful sessions, and we hope that the next sessions also have a great impact on us like this one did.
Thank you so much. We really enjoyed being here. The school is really a pleasure to be in. It is just so well organized.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. See you next time.